Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be sharing another top 5 favorite product video. So I've done a few of these in the past. I have already done foundations, primers, powders, and concealers, and today we're going to be talking about blush. So with my previous videos, I did mention like 5 very specific items, and this one is going to be a little different. So for blush, I did have to do this a little bit differently. Rather than talking about like my top 5 absolute favorite blushes, I'm going to be talking about my favorite blush formulas because with blush, color is such a personal thing, what you're looking for color, that I just wanted to talk about my top 5 favorite blush formulas, and then within that formula you should be able to find a blush that works for you. So for example, the first one that I'm going to mention is the Clinique Cheek Pop blushes, and I own 4 shades. Again, it's not necessarily about the exact shades, but just the formula itself. The formula on these blushes is incredible. I am wearing one today. Today I'm wearing Berry Pop, and I just love how easily these apply. You only have to apply the smallest amount of this product, and it just goes on like the perfect amount of pigmentation. It's not one of those blushes where it's too pigmented, where you apply it and then you're blending for days. And it's also not one of the blushes like the Tarte blushes where you have to like dip your brush and really like scrub your brush in the product to get any product out. These just pick up the perfect amount of the product and apply it to your cheeks, and they really last all day. I also love the color selection. They have a great range of colors. I don't know how many colors are in the collection, but there are a lot to choose from. As I mentioned, I own 4. This one here is Berry Pop. I also own Nude Pop. This one is called Rosy Pop, and the other one is in my everyday makeup drawer, but I love them. They're just gorgeous. I definitely recommend checking these out if you haven't tried them. They're just a really great formula. The pound size is a little bit smaller. They're 3.5 grams. They are only 3.5 grams, but because you just don't need very much, you just dip your brush in and apply it. You don't need to like really scrub in there to get the product out. They last forever. Like, you can't even tell I've used these, and I use them so much, but it's not even wearing down the little flower design in them, even though I use them like crazy, because they are my absolute favorite formula for blush is definitely these. Hands down, I think these are the best. Okay, next we're going to talk about a drugstore option, and these honestly are very close in formula to the Cheek Pops from Clinique. The only thing is I don't feel like these wear quite as long as the Cheek Pops do. I can see those blushes on my cheeks all day and they don't fade at all. These ones definitely last all day, but I feel like they do kind of fade a little bit as the day goes on. But these are from Milani. These are their their powder blushes, the ones with the flower design. I own, again, 4 shades, and these are such a great value. For the drugstore, these are the best blushes at the drugstore. If you have not tried these, you need to find them. They are so good. And by the way, you get 17 grams of product in these. These are huge. You get so much in here. Just showing you compared to the Cheek Pops, they are so much bigger. And again, they do have a flower design in it, and same thing as the Cheek Pop ones. Even though I've used these like crazy, you cannot tell because you just don't need very much product. It applies just the perfect amount of product. You dip your brush in, tap off your excess, and you're good to go. Blends out gorgeously. There's nothing bad to say about these blushes. They are incredible. They're beautiful packaging too. Like, for drugstore, I think this is one of the most stunning packaging I've seen on a drugstore product ever. This one that I've been holding up is called Romantic Rose. I also own the shade Tea Rose, and this one here is called Coral Cove. Oh, this isn't the same thing. Never mind. I only have 3. I don't know if there's more shades than this. At my drugstore, these are the only 3 shades I could find, but if there's more shades, let me know down below because I will search them and find them because I love these. They are so fantastic, and I highly recommend them. Gorgeous. Alright, the next blush formula that I wanted to talk about is Nars. Nars is such a great formula of blush, and the nice thing about Nars is that they have so many colors to pick from, and they often come out with limited edition colors as well, and they also come out with these face palettes, which is a great value. The Nars blushes are a little bit more expensive. That's the only downside on these guys. They are a little bit more pricey, and I will be putting prices on everything on the screen so you guys know how much each one is. But the formula is fantastic. These are very, very pigmented. You do need a little bit of a lighter hand with these than the first two blushes that I mentioned. You definitely need to go a little bit lighter in with your brush, but because of that, you hardly need any of the product to apply to your face. So they really do last forever. They're very, very long wearing, beautiful colors, just stunning. I love Nars blushes. This shade, by the way, is called Sin, and this is one of my all-time favorite fall winter shades. I love that color. I do also own the Nars Stephen Klein palette. This was a limited edition palette, but they come out with these cheek limited edition cheek palettes constantly. So if you want something like this, there are a couple that are out right now, but they're always releasing new ones. So it's one of those things where I feel like if you have one, you don't need all of them, even though there are different colors in each one. They're such good formula. I definitely recommend these. And this came with 4 blushes. It also came with a large size of the Nars Laguna, and then this is a highlighting and bronzing powder here as well. So lots of product in here, and I feel like the price on this guy was like $60 or something like that, when each individual blush is around $30, I want to say. So this is such a great way to try a bunch of Nars blush or cheek products. If that's something you're interested in, definitely check out their limited edition cheek palettes. I think that's the way to go with these. But the formula is just such a great formula, and I definitely recommend checking those out. I also have a couple of the baby sizes, and I did want to mention these in particular because every once in a while you can find these as point perks. So this one here is Deep Throat. I did get this in a 500 point perk with a bunch of other Nars products. If you ever see these as a point perk, definitely redeem. It is so worth the money because, again, you don't need very much product. So I've had this like 2 years and you can't even tell, even though I use it all the time. So definitely worth it. And then I also have this one here, which is Ghoulie. This was actually the VIV Rouge gift last year, so that was a really awesome gift. So yeah, that was definitely, I definitely had to recommend the Nars blushes because I think they're fantastic. All right, the next blush formula that I wanted to talk about is MAC. So MAC is one of those where it's kind of it's not really drugstore, but it's not really high-end either. It kind of falls somewhere right in the middle. But I do have this little customized palette with 6 of the MAC blushes inside, and the formula on these are pretty good. Now they are a little bit more powdery than the other ones that I have already mentioned, so that's the only thing about Nars blushes. They are a little bit more powdery, MAC blushes. They are a little bit more powdery, and they definitely don't last as long on the cheeks for me as the first 3 formula that I mentioned, but they're a great value. The price point is good and the color selection is amazing. They have so many shades and so many finishes to pick from. I do like that you have the option to buy it in a Pro-Pan form where it doesn't come with the actual outer packaging, or you can buy it with the outer packaging, just depending on if you want to pop it into a palette like this or if you want to have them individually packaged. So that is definitely a nice thing. I'm trying to pop these out to see what shades I have, but it's not wanting to come out. I don't remember all the shades that I have in here, but I will put them all in the description box down below for you guys. But I definitely recommend checking out the MAC blushes if you're interested in finding like a specific type of shade. That's a great option to go to because it is a little bit more affordable, and they're likely to have something that would fit what you're looking for. So I definitely do recommend those. So yeah, MAC. All right, and then to round out the top 5, the last ones that I wanted to mention are these little Too Faced blushes. These are called the Love Flush blushes, and these are just really fantastic. I do really like these a lot. I only have 2 shades. I would like to pick up more of them, but I just think they're beautiful. I have the shade Love is King, and I also have this shade, which is a nude shade called Baby Love, and I do really like these as well. They're very long wearing. They are more on the pigmented side, so again, you're going to want to be a little bit light-handed with these. I feel like these are very similar to the Nars blushes as far as formula, but they are a little bit cheaper, I want to say. I don't know, I'll have the prices down here, but I definitely do like these a lot. I love the packaging. I think they are so stinking cute. These cute little hearts. I love the fact that the color of each heart correlates with the color of the blush, and I love how sleek they are because they hardly take up any space, which is fantastic. So I definitely recommend these as well. I think these are super good quality and definitely worth checking out if you haven't. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, please leave them down below. And if you have any blush formulas that I didn't mention that you absolutely love, please leave your favorites down below, and maybe I'll discover some new lines to check out. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!